Bum. It's your boy Big Vern. It's the bottom of the hour. Y'all rocking with the best. I know, that's why y'all here. Before we get into it, we're gonna hit you with a rap break. Y'all know how we do. Bum. It's your boy Big Vern coming to you from the Absolute Studios with a new rap album we promoting this month. Nick Grant, I Took It Personal. In stores now. Get it where you legally consume music, whether it's Apple Music, Google Play, or Spotify. My personal favorites on the LP is Let It Rain, Read Your Contract, Big Timers, The Ritual, Back Home, Product Dealer, User. Man, that song right there, that's one of them ones. I was listening to it like, who the hell is Nick Grant? Homie got bars, homie got metaphors, deliveries, double entendres. Yo, what you looking for? He got it. Something to say, that's another good one. And it ain't personal. Yeah, Nick Grant is playing no games. I Took It Personal by Nick Grant. In stores now. Shout out to Nick Grant doing this thing. I thought the album was dope. So I'm going to go ahead and pivot from the world of the association, and we're going to go ahead and dive into some criminality. I don't know why this isn't being talked about in the national media. I know Puff Daddy's going to suck all the air out of the room, but let's talk about some people who are really up against the wall here. Abercrombie and Fitch, the former boss, is facing 40 claims of sexual assault. Now, this is out of the BBC. Rihanna Crockford, she is a great reporter, so make sure you check that out. And then some of this is from the complaint itself in the Central District of New York. So, what's the guy's name? It's Mike Jeffries. Now, he was charged with sex trafficking in October of 2024. More than 40 men now have come forward accusing the former chief executive of Abercrombie and Fitch, A&F, of rape, sexual assault, and drugging them and taking advantage of them. Wow. I don't think that anybody's talked about this to the degree that I'm willing to, and I don't know why. You have 40 men saying that they were violated, and yet the Department of Homeland Security didn't raid any of these men's homes. They didn't put pistols in their family members' faces during said raid, and I wonder why. The victims now include company employees as well as former models. This is all stretching back to the 90s. This is stretching back to the 90s. And if that's the case, why didn't anybody try to actually blow the whistle on this? Now, is Mike Jeffries behind bars? No, he's not. He's not locked up, and that's because he was ruled mentally unfit to stand for trial for sex trafficking and interstate prostitution charges. He's 80 years old now, so when was his mental prowess in question? That's one of my questions, because if these victims stretch all the way back to the 90s, he stepped down from the company in 2014. Was he mentally fit to stand trial in 2015? What about 2016? Where was his prosecution in 2017 and 2018? Nobody protected these men from the alleged predators with means. A&F is also being sued for negligence, with the lawsuits claiming that it knowingly facilitated these heinous sex crimes of Mr. Jeffries and his British life partner, Matthew Smith. He's the guy to the far right. I don't know how these guys were able to evade justice for this long. When you get into the criminal complaint from the Eastern District of New York, the attorney's office, 16-count complaint charging former Abercrombie and Fitch Company Chief Executive Officer Michael Jeffries, along with Matthew Smith and James Jacobson. So there's a third person in this now, with sex trafficking and engaging in interstate prostitution from December of 2008 to March of 2015. Jeffries, Smith, and Jacobson used a combination of force, fraud, and coercion to traffic men while operating a prostitution enterprise. That's awful. The things that you accuse Puff Daddy of, these guys were doing that. And I don't know why the media is giving these people a pass. I don't know why the media is giving these people a pass at all. Because where are the holy rollers at? Where are all the holy rollers at? If you're a parent and you're putting your kids in their clothing, what does it say about you? What does it say about you and the criminality that you're able to look the other way because it didn't happen to you? Spare me the whole, you can live with the artist and hate the art, or you're insulting people with some weird, ridiculous art muse. How about you hate the art and you hate the artist? The indictment alleges that Jacobson was employed by Jeffries and Smith to recruit, interview, and hire men to perform commercial sex acts on Jeffries and Smith. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. And we tied Puff Daddy to this. You ran with Puff Daddy constantly with these phony documentaries, but where's the same treatment for these men? From 2008 to 2015, Jeffrey Smith and Jacobson, together with others, there's the RICO. You have 3 different individuals, and you have the others. Who are the others? Operated an international trafficking and prostitution enterprise. Jeffrey and Smith not only relied on their financial resources and Jeffrey's power as the CEO of Abercrombie, but also on numerous others, including Jacobson and a network of employees, contractors, and security professionals to operate this virtue. This was sad. This is sick and disgusting. They did all of this just to get their sexual desires off. Now, where is CNN running this 24/7? Where is MSNBC running this 24/7? These people have operated like this for decades. They've operated like this for decades. And the fact that now we're having a robust conversation, everybody starts to clam up. Where's Jaguar Wright talking about this? Honestly, Jaguar Wright you don't have any information about this whatsoever. Gene Deal, you don't have any information about this whatsoever. Right. So when it comes to black people, we can just make things up. But when it comes to these folks, and we got more than one person responsible for this, we got the names of many individuals, and now you say others, there's the RICO. I don't even think these guys are being charged with that. But why? Why? Jeffries and Smith paid dozens of men to travel within the United States and internationally to various locations, including the Hamptons. You know, that's where they have the white parties at, and they have property valued in the millions, which normal people can't go to. Yeah, they having freak-offs up there. What? Long Island, New York City, and hotels in England, France, Italy, Morocco, and St. Bartholomew for the purpose of engaging in commercial sex acts with Jeffrey, Smith, and others. Yeah. So they having freak-offs all over the world, these high-end freak-offs. And they've got real people in there because they refer to them as others. But somehow, nobody cares. Nobody cares. They didn't protect these young men at all. I don't have any coveted cows. I'm going to say what I'm going to say, and that's going to be it. Now, the sick part about this is that they called it a tryout. I don't know what these guys were trying out for. Now, potential candidates, Jacobs typically require that the candidates first engage in commercial sex acts with him. Yep, that's gross. They ambushed these men, didn't tell them what was going down, and willfully ambushed them, employed a referral system. What? An interview process that did not inform the men of the details of the sex events before they attended, including the full extent of the nature of the sexual activity that would be required of the men at the sex event. So these are young kids who grew up looking at this brand, and you got an opportunity to work for your childhood idol or whatever, because there's an Abercrombie and Fitch store in every mall or whatever, and you had aspirations of working there. You get a call and they tell you you got to try out. But when you get in there, it's nothing but a bunch of sex-starved zesties, and they're looking to violate you. They never told you what this was. They never let you make your mind up if you want to go through it. They intentionally got you there. But before you even got to that process, you had to engage in a sex act with the guy before he would actually turn you on. That sounds too much like pimping. That sounds too much like pimping. And the disgusting part is that these guys have largely got away with it. Yeah, they went ahead and arrested them. But guess what? They let them post bond. They didn't let Puffy post bond. Now, if I was reading this and Puff Daddy was doing this and he had others in the criminal complaint, and 40 men are saying that they were violated and they were tricked into performing homosexual sex acts, and they had their careers dangled over their head, and it's even said by force and coercion. That's the criminal complaint. That's not me. How are they able to get away with this? Where's the Me Too crowd? Do you only care when it's women? Because here it is, you have 40 men that were violated. They were ambushed. They were forced and coerced to be in these freak-offs. But it doesn't seem like nobody wants to talk about that. I don't know why. These guys they were arrested and they posted bond and they're out. Will they ever get judged? I just don't know. But I'll go ahead and keep talking about it. It's not like I'm condemning these guys, but you got 40 people, and this is very disgusting that you've done this, and these victims stretch all the way back to the 90s. And with the one guy who's 80 years old, he stepped down from the company in 2014. He should have been arrested day one. And so just so we're clear, I don't even want to go ahead and drop the political angle in this. But this man, they've done this through multiple presidencies. Because if this is stretching back to the 90s, that's 2 terms of Bill Clinton, that's 2 terms of George W. Bush, that's 2 terms of Obama, that's Trump, first term, because he just got it locked up last year. And that's Biden. So don't give me one party is out here trying to stop pedophilias and all of this groping and grooming. And here's a case where wealthy predators were able to evade justice for decades. And there's a 40-count victim, 40 counts of 40 men with accounts of being victimized by these guys. I don't know how you can defend this. But what should happen? Get in the comments. Again, if you are listening to this pod, get in the comments. Let us know that we get it right. What did we leave out? This is Big Vern. We talk back. We'll be back.